So this is going to be my first official tier list for Mortal Kombat 1. Of course, the game has only been out, maybe a week and a half, including the stress test, including the beta. But we have a pretty good idea who already is a problem within this game. Now, of course, some characters that we may think are bad now may not be that bad in the future if they get the right cameo setups, if they get the right synergy, things like that. But the thing is we all thought Fujin was bad when he first came out. So it's a little too early to say if a character is really bad. But we do know what characters are a problem already. So let's just get right into it. So first we have Liu Kang. I'm going to put Liu already. So by the way, my tiers are S, A+, A, and B. I don't think any character we can put below a B. I'm going to put Liu Kang in A+. Liu Kang, of course, almost the same as MK11, except now you have cameos with him. He has a great mid that actually breaks armor. It's a really fast-hitting three-hitting mid. So you can break almost any armor within the game on Wake Up into a full combo, normally right around 40 to 45%, depending on your cameo. Amazing throw loops. Really good character. And actually, when I first seen Liu, I thought he was going to be a zoner because his projectiles are very, very strong. But I think he's just your just average, really, really strong character. But obviously has, some gaps and stuff like that, some punishable stuff. I think he's very, very strong. Moving on, we got Kung Lao. I'm actually going to put Kung Lao in S. Some of the things I was seeing with Kung Lao and what was the cameo? Goro. First of all, Kung Lao has a safe wake up. Not only is it safe, he can call in Goro and make it plus, and if he hits, he gets a full combo, which is ridiculous. Some of the best mix in the game. I was seeing Foxy do some stuff with Kung Lao and Kung Lao cameo that was absolutely disgusting. High damage, great pressure. Again, safe wake up that you can combo into. That's so strong. So yeah, I don't think you can put Kung Lao any lower than S. I really don't. I really don't. All right. Up next we got Raiden again. I think Raiden's actually better than Kung Lao. Raiden, anytime Raiden touches you, you're losing 45% of your life. Any single time he touches you, has an amazing teleport that's still really hard to punish. Even though when I first seen that teleport, I was like, dude, that's going to be pretty easy to punish, but it's not at all. It recovers really quickly. He's one of those characters that works well with almost any cameo. He can literally do anything. So really good projectile that if you hold becomes almost a full screen, like top to bottom projectile. It's amazing. His damage is out of this world. His staggers are great. Just really strong character right off the bat. Geras. How do I feel about Geras? See, I want to put Geras in S. I want to. But I feel like Geras definitely has flaws in his game style. Like in the way he was made, I feel like there are flaws. He has gaps, a lot of gaps that you can armor through. And it costs so much resource to get your damage off. Like the big damaging combos, like the 48, 50% combos, they all cost 3 bars. And without those bars, Geras isn't getting any sort of damage, maybe 18 to 20% a touch. So I think he's super strong. I think he's right below Liu. I'll say right below Liu Kang. He's really strong, has a good mid, not the longest reaching mid, but it is good. And he's just a strong character. He has a couple of tick throws that are pretty cheeky. But other than that, I think, again, he just falls right into the character archetype of like, they're strong, but they have holes in their game plan. Li Mei, I think Li Mei's shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. I played Li Mei in the beta. I think she's absolutely one of the worst characters in the game. Like, I know you can look on Twitter and you can see these Li Mei setups, but they're not practical whatsoever. Until someone comes and shows me some real setups that are really hard to escape with Li Mei, I think she's shit. Like, she doesn't have that high damage. Even getting her combo routes started are pretty hard because all she has is forward 4, and that's usually a mix-up between Frost Low and forward 4 into the overhead, which, again, isn't that much damage. I think she's shit, man. I'm sorry. I know people might disagree with me on that, but I think Li Mei is absolutely poo-poo. Kitana, I think Kitana's S tier. I really do. Kitana has one of the best mids in the game. In a game that doesn't even have that many good mids, hers is one of the best. Some of the spacing that you can do with Kitana, going like maybe staggering a stand 1, backdash into her mid into plus, is crazy. Her damage is crazy. She works well with almost any cameo. Has really, really good projectile games. And again, in a game that doesn't have that many projectiles, very strong character. Very, very strong character. I don't think she's as good as Kung Lao. I don't think she's as good as Raiden. But she's up there. Trust me, she's up there. Mileena. I'm going to put her in S as well, boys. Actually, I don't know. The thing is like, I feel like a lot of the reasons I'm losing to Mileena is because I'm getting hit by her cheeky little fucking overhead, man. You guys know the overhead I'm talking about. It's like the stand one into the overhead. I get hit by that all the time, but I still think the damage output she has, the things she can do, her anti-air ball roll, her grab setups into the Serena cameo, taking all of your meter, and then she combos off of that as well. Like, she can do her EX projectile into the overhead. If you get hit, you're literally losing like 2 bars of your meter, because they do the projectile overhead cameo meter, and then you're standing in it, and then she ball rolls, and you're still losing meter. So I think she's very, very strong. Obviously, a lot of mix-ups that she has. She has the quick overhead that is very, very good. And insane damage from what I'm seeing so far. So I'm gonna put her right there. I don't think she's as good as these other three. I may even move her down, but for right now, I'm gonna keep her right there. Tanya, I'm gonna put Tanya in not too sure. She's one of the only characters that I don't know too much about yet. I've not really taken the time to lab her. She seems strong. She seems very good. But I'm not too quick to put her into one of these tiers yet, to be honest. Because just off first glance, I'll put her right around here, like around A. Or maybe even A+. But right now, I'm just going to put her in not too sure. All right. Scorpion. I'm going to put Scorpion A+. Scorpion, very strong. Again, pretty basic, to be honest. Doesn't really have much. What he does have, though, is great damage, great space control. That's normally what you'll see with Scorpion, is just a really, really strong space control game plan and just good damage. Really, really good damage. And a lot of far-reaching normals as well that are really good. So, yeah, I'm going to put him right around A. Again, he's just basic. He's a very, very basic character. A really beginner-friendly character. So, yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about it. He has far-reaching normals, a good stand 1-2, a teleport, and good damage. I mean, that's really all you can say about him. Sub, I'm going to put Sub. I know Sub got a lot of nerfs. I don't think he's as bad as Li Mei. But I don't think he's necessarily the greatest character, because he got a lot of nerfs. They changed his 12 frame mid to 15 frames. They nerfed his damage, which was one of the greatest things about him, was he was hitting so hard for, you could go forward 1-2 into the EX ground freeze and get 40% every time. So they just nerfed him a little bit too much, I think. I still think he's good. I still think he might be viable, but they did nerf my boy a lot, to be honest. Still has Ice Clone, still can outspace you a lot of the times with his mid, because, again, a game that doesn't have that many good mids, he has one of the best. So, still think he's good, but just not that great. So, up next, we got Reptile. I'm going to put Reptile in A. I'll put Reptile in A. He's one of those characters that we initially seen that looked super strong within people that were getting the game before day 1 patch. Looked super, super strong, but they nerfed him on the day 1 patch, nerfed his damage to the fucking ground. So he's not hitting hard at all now. I'm going to put him in A because I still think he has good normals. I still think he has a solid game plan, but I don't think anyone has really put this character together yet. I feel like in the future there's going to be some nasty setups with his invisibility, things like that. But right now, other than having, some pretty good mix-up potential, decent damage, decent normals, he's just decent. I don't think he's shit in B tier, but I think, he's decent. He could get the job done. But overall, just not as strong as A+ or S. So he's all right. So up next, we have Smoke. I'm going to put Smoke A+ right above Liu Kang. I think Smoke is super strong. Obviously, being able to keep your overhead safe with the smoke cancels, which are obviously completely free. You spend no meter for that. His damage is fucking insane. Very, very good normals. The only thing that holds Smoke back, in my opinion, is that a lot of his main strings have gaps. meaning you can armor through them. Now, that comes into play, you know, a mind game between the two players. Is he going to block after this, or is he going to let the whole entire string rock? In which case, I'm going to try to armor through. So it could be a mix up on both parts, but I think his damage is really strong. His mix ups are really strong. His low overhead, obviously, being able to go invisible and mix you up is ridiculous. So I don't think you can put him any lower than A+ at this point. I mean, off damage alone, he's incredible. But then you have mix-ups on top of that. Super fast teleport that's hard to react to. That's a low. That will launch you for a full combo. But I think as the game progresses, we're going to be able to deal with him a little bit better. But I don't think he'll ever fall below A+ as far as like the creativity and the things that you can impose on your opponent. Like he's very strong. Very strong. Rain, here's the thing. I have a thought about Rain. I feel like right now I want to put him in A. But the thing is like, I feel like he's another character like Reptile that isn't fully, like, fleshed out yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he could be super strong, like, up here. But we've just not seen it yet. So I'm going to put him in not too sure. I'm going to put him in not too sure for right now. Johnny. So the thing about Johnny is he got a day one nerf as well. They nerfed his damage and made his EX Nut Punch, which is invincible, cost 2 bars. Even with that, I still put him around right here. Like right above Scorpion, right around Geras. I'll put him like right here. Obviously, insane mix-up potential, insane damage with the Kano knives. Very, very good buttons, very good plus strings, and just overall great pressure. Overall great pressure, great damage. And that was even after the nerf, man. So, yeah, he's still an amazing character. This is your rushdown character within MK1, if anyone was wondering. If you want a rushdown character that's super fast, plus strings, mixing your opponent, pick Johnny Cage. You will not go wrong. Kenshi. Kenshi's the best character in the game. In my opinion right now, Kenshi is the absolute most busted shit I've seen within MK1 so far. There are literally Sento setups in the corner where you cannot escape. You can't escape it. You just literally have to hold the entire time. Not only that, while you're holding that pressure, if Kenshi has any bar whatsoever, he can reset the Sento within a block string to reset the Sento timer. This character, listen, I'm never one to call for nerfs. This character needs fucking nerfed. Bad. In a bad way. And not to mention, if you do try to press and you guess wrong throughout that Sento pressure, you're eating 40 to 50% damage. Every time. And you could say, oh, well, you know, he actually has to set Sento out. No. Players have already found out ways to get Sento out for free. You can literally do a string into Cyrex, into Sento, and you're completely safe. Not only are you safe, you're actually at that range plus to get your Sento pressure automatically. He's busted. So I'm going to put Baraka right here in S tier. Now, I think eventually Baraka will probably move down here once people start learning flawless block gaps and being able to flawless block everything. But right now, Baraka's here. And he's at the end of S tier because his game plan is really one-dimensional, right? He's going to try to open you up. He's going to try to hit a 50% combo every time. And if you block, he's going to go into Cyrax and try to chip you out. That's his entire game plan. He has a really, really good normal string with standing 2-1. That's very good. Very, very good. Great range, fully hit confirmable into a 50% combo anywhere on the screen. But I think once the game fully gets, you know, people are starting to get tech and counter tech and stuff like that, I think, again, he will move down here. But as far as right now, my boy's up there. And that is good to see. I never thought there would be a day where I'd see Baraka in S tier, but I'm going to put him there. I really will. Like, and that's not even to mention, when he's getting the 50%, it's only 1 bar. And Baraka builds bar just because of the chip damage into the Cyrex so fast that you're literally getting a bar literally every time you touch someone on block. So he's crazy. He's very, very good. So Havik, I think Havik is like, again, I could be wrong on this. Again, this is week 1, y'all. Week 1, my initial thoughts. Havik is shit. Havik is fucking poop. in my opinion. I don't think he's as bad as Sub. I don't think he's as bad as Lee May, but Havik is fucking poop. One of the biggest reasons of that is his main pressure string has a three-way mix, right? You can go overhead, you can go low, or you can go grab. But it has a gap. So you can armor right through it every single time. Now, you can say diddle. They can just block and read it. And you're right, they can. But if you're wanting to get that pressure off, you're going to have to do those mix-ups. Or you're just giving up your turn on a 2-hit block string every single time. So he doesn't even have great damage, man. His damage is only like 28, 30% every touch. One of his greatest assets, as far as the character goes, is his armor, right? He has a 4-hit armor wake up, right? But Baraka can break that with back 3, down forward 2 into the blades. He can break it into a full combo. So maybe it's just where I play Baraka, and I think Baraka does really well against Havik, at least right now. But right now I think Havik is fucking poop, y'all. I'm sorry. Havik is poop. Havik is poop. All right. Moving on, we got Lee. Who is that? Oh, that's Ashrah. That is such a weird picture of Ashrah. Maybe it's just where it's far away. I'm going to put Ashrah in S tier. I'm going to put Ashrah, actually. I'll put Ashrah right here. I think Ashrah's Tibbity top tier, boys. I really do. I really do. Now, I feel like she might fall into the Baraka story where it's like, once we figure out how to deal with a lot of the shit, she may move a couple spaces down. But she's great. And what makes her so great is she practically has an invincible wake up. There's very, very few instances where you're ever going to punish her wake up. So if she has bar and she wants to spin it, she's going across full screen as soon as you get her in the corner. Not only that, her projectiles are plus on block. She has some of the farthest reaching normals within the game. So your plus, you go into a plus projectile, which again, you can armor through, but it's hard to react to. She's plus, goes into long range normals. You press, you're into a 35 to 40% combo every single time. So very, very strong. And super hard to react to overheads. Her overhead flip, that shit is fast as hell. So yeah, and it leads into a full combo every time. And only certain characters can punish it. So there you go. All right. Who do we got next? Sindel. Sindel. I'll put her in A+. I'll put her in A+ right down here beside Scorpion and Johnny. She's good. Like, she's good. She's just not that good. Like, she definitely has holes in her game plan again. Like, I thought her forward 4 would be broke this game. It's really not. It's really not. She has pretty good damage. Yeah, she has good damage. She gets like 38 to 40% every touch. So she's good. But she's one of those characters where she costs a lot of resource to really get going. So if you have the resource, she's great. If you don't, you're kind of fucked. So she's good. She has really good normals again with forward 4. I think what is it? Is it her back 1 or back 2? Or maybe forward 1? It's the hair string where she like whips the hair down. That's a really good string, and that breaks armor. So it's really good. But other than that, I mean, she's strong, but she's just not that good. All right, Shao Kahn. Shao. Where would I put Shao? I'll put Shao down here in A+. I'll put him in A+. Obviously, always Shao Kahn's going to have great damage. Amazing damage right here. I mean, he's popping out 40% every single touch. Now, with that, he has some of the longest reaching normals within the game. One of the best jump ins in the game that actually crosses up, and you can't anti-air if they get the cross up and you try to anti-air down 1, you're not getting it. But outside of his long normals and great damage, he has gaps, a lot of gaps. You can only combo the overhead with certain assists, which will obviously leave you open to other things if you choose those assists. So he's good, but he's not like S tier level. He's not S tier level. Shang Tsung S tier. I'll put Shang Tsung's better than Baraka. He's better than Mileena. He's better than Kitana. Is he better than Ashrah? I think they're tied. I'll give these to a tie. Shang, obviously one of the only dedicated zoners within the game. He can zone your ass out, man. And not only that, amazing damage, amazing block strings that can lead into cameo pressure, whoever you use him. He's just overall just super strong, especially his projectile game. And that's me as Baraka main, which is pretty hard to deal with in the neutral. A very strong projectile game. Great wake up. If you are the young Shang, it's a great wake up. Just overall super strong fucking character, man. Super strong character. Nitara, I'm gonna put Nitara not too sure, honestly. A lot of people are saying Nitara's ass, but I'm not too sure about that, honestly. I've not really labbed her yet. I've labbed a few things. I've labbed a couple of like up block sequences. But she's not, I don't know, not too sure. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut about her. I'm not too sure. Now Reiko, I'm gonna put Reiko right here, like the top of A tier. Reiko's good, but he's not that good. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, he has some gross setups. He has some gross mix-ups, especially with this Fatal Blow being a 50-50 guess. But he's not that good. He doesn't have that great of damage. One of his greatest assets as a character is actually his projectile, which is crazy. His projectiles are insanely good, especially if you're mixing it in with like a cameo like Striker. You throw Striker's bombs out, you're throwing projectiles the entire time. You're plus off of the Striker bomb, and then you EX the knives. You're eating chip out the ass. So very good, but just not that good, man. His normals are good, kind of slow. Damage, kind of good. But he has good tools. He has good tools. But I think that's a finished tier list, y'all. Again, Kenshi, nerf this motherfucker fast. Please, NRS, nerf this character. He is broke. Like, I'm talking like alien tier broke. Like, this character's fucked. But I think this is pretty good. For a first glance week 1 tier list, I think this is pretty good. Now, what's going to be funny is going back and looking at this tier list, you know, a couple months down the road and seeing what changes. Seeing, you know, if characters are developed better. Like, again, guys, a couple months down the road, Li Mei might be up here. I could have been totally wrong. But right now, poop. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and sub, and we'll catch you guys later.